Ulo! Inama. Hey guys, my name is Joe and welcome back again to my channel. For today's video, I am going to present to you my August TBR. So these are the books that I'm planning to read. Take note, planning to read for the month of August 2019. First book that I have here is actually a book of the trilogy. It is the final book of the N.I. Darkened series by Kirsten White. This is part of my challenge that I made for myself to finish a trilogy or a series for every month for the remaining months of 2019. And what I have here for the month of August is Bright We Burn by Kirsten White. I have read Now I Rise the last July and I did like it. I gave it 4 stars. I've read N.I. Darkened last year and I will be reading the final book of the trilogy this month, Bright We Burn. So basically, I am not going to tell you anything about this book because I don't want to spoil you about the first and the second one. But all I have to do is I'm going to present to you the synopsis or little details about the N.I. Darkened, the first book of the series. So basically, the entire trilogy follows Lada and Radu. These are siblings. It is a retelling of Dracula, but Dracula is in the form of Lada, which is a girl. But this is a young adult historical fiction. So for the first 2 books that I've read, it's really character driven, so it's a character focus. So if you're a person who finds it's very boring to read a character focused novel, then I probably will not recommend these trilogies to you. So, and it's also highly politically intrigued. The next one that I have here is another challenge for myself, and it's basically the second book of a series challenge because I do have this tendency of not reading the second book of the series or trilogy even though I have the physical copy on my shelves. So I made a challenge for myself to at least read 1 second book of the series per month for the months of August up to December. So for the month of August, I picked, the mug pick, Ones and Zeros by Dan Wells. I've read the this is actually the second book of the trilogy of Murder series by Dan Wells. This is a science fiction young adult, and I have read Blue Screen, the first book, last year, 2018 November. I got all of the 3 books in the series from Book Binge Bazaar. So basically, this follows a group of friends who are addicted to these online games, and they cut themselves between wars or drug wars of some gangs in their local community and from some rich people. That's basically the synopsis of the first book. So I can't tell you anything about the second one because, again, I don't want to spoil you for those who haven't read the first book, Blue Screen. I did not enjoy Blue Screen. I gave it around 3 stars, but I hope the series will get better. That's why I picked the second one. The next book that I have here is another part of my challenge. It is to read a thick book challenge for the months August up to December. So 1 thick book per month up to December 2019. Basically, in order for me to consider a book thick is that it must have 500 pages and above. So I do have several choices. Some of them are here: Canfolays, Pillars of the Earth, etc. But what I picked for the month of August is Jonas Bo's The Snowman. This is an adult crime mystery / thriller. I don't know if it's thriller, but it is around almost 600 pages, so I'm quite excited. I don't know anything about this one. I would like every time I read mystery and or crime, I want to go blind reading it so that it will improve my reading experience for the book. But I've heard a lot of good things about this one. This was recommended by one of my followers in Instagram, so I have it now. Next book that I have here is another challenge for myself, and that is to binge read the series for the month of August, or binge read a trilogy for the month of August. I have several options, but when I draw on my mug, I got this series by Mira Grant or Shannon Maguire. Most of the people know her as Shannon Maguire from The Wayward. Every Heart is Dory. But she also goes with the name Mira Grant, other pseudonym. I don't know which is real name, but this is a science fiction young adult. the book one is Feed, second is Deadline, third is Blackout. This is a trilogy about zombies and science fiction about infection, about these siblings discovering that there is some anomalies or something fishy going on behind the infection of zombies, and they were able to accidentally found out. That's what I understood after reading the synopsis at the back of the feed. But yeah, I'll be reading the entire series for the month of August. I hope I'll be able to do it. Wish me luck. And I still do have a lot of books that I'm planning to read by the month of August, but I'm just going to present to you the possible books that I'll be reading. I need to be really realistic as ever. What I have here is Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. I'm currently reading this right now. I'm down to almost 50% of the book, and this is a young adult again, fantasy, and this follows about a friend, Isolde and Safi, as they try to escape their life, but a blood witch, is hunting them because currently in their world, Truth Witch is very valuable, especially if the war is looming at the horizon. So it's a really cool story so far. I'm kind of bored at the beginning, but since I am halfway through, I now hook, I think. And this is also a character driven, even though I didn't expect that it's character focused, because the premise says that there's going to be a lot of action, but the magic system is really cool. It reminds me, especially the Blood Witch, it reminds me the Bloodbender from Avatar, The Last Airbender. But anyways, there's really a lot of types of witches here. It's a world of witches, where there's some categories of how strong a witch are, and each category, they can be a Tide Witch, a Wind Witch, Truth Witch, Thread Witch, depends. So it's kind of complicated and complex at first. There's a lot of info dumping, but so far so good. Very character focused, which I did not expect. So thank you so much for